Jaguar's extraordinary XK engine is an exceptional six-cylinder engine that kept Jaguar at the pinnacle of British prestige and sports car design for almost 40 years. In 1951, when a C-Type Jaguar crossed the line 9 laps ahead of its nearest competitor at the Le Mans 24-hour race, it left no doubt that an engine cobbled together by 4 immensely talented engineers in a war-ravaged factory could beat anything the world had to offer. Jaguar, as the clouds of World War II gathered, had a problem. The engines supplied by sometime rival Standard cars were old-fashioned and underpowered. Then came news of Standard's intent to resume production in peacetime with a single passenger model, the Vanguard, and a 4-cylinder engine at that. Jaguar founder and managing director William Lyons was more relieved than perturbed. He had been dreading the prospect of telling Standard's managing director John Black that Jaguar no longer wanted its engines. Work had already begun pre-World War II on a replacement, with 4- and 6-cylinder designs on the drawing block of engineering chief Bill Haynes. All versions used twin overhead camshafts and twin carburetors for greater efficiency, but only 2 versions would survive to see post-war use. The 4-cylinder was designated XF, later XJ, and never saw production. It did stay viable until 1953, and in 1948 powered an aero-bodied MG to a then record speed of 176.6 miles per hour, or 205 kilometres per hour in our money. Jaguar's own XK engine record breaker was still years away, but when it came, it was an impressive 172.4 miles per hour recorded by a streamlined XK120 sports car. Lyon's intention was for the new 6-cylinder engine to power an impressive big sedan with global sales potential. As 1948 dawned, and with Britain desperate for any kind of export income, especially US dollars, the sedan was a long way from completion and attention turned to a sports car project. The open-top 2-seater was to be built in 2 versions, an X100 with the 4-cylinder 2-litre engine and an X120 with a 3.4-litre 6. The numbers reflected speeds the cars were expected by Jaguar to attain, 100 miles per hour and 120 miles per hour respectively. When a prototype of the new XK was exhibited at the 1948 London Motor Show, no mention was made of the car's capacity or even whether it was fitted with an engine at all. Lyons said he wanted an engine that looked good, and that is what showgoers in 1948 saw. The block was tall and narrow, made of cast iron and topped with a cylinder head in cast aluminium to reduce weight. It had overhead camshafts hidden beneath polished alloy cam covers and driven by chains in a polished alloy housing. The carburetors were twin SU in alloy and brass, the exhaust manifolds in 2 sections, stove enamelled. A year later, and with handmade aluminium alloy bodywork, a production version of the XK120 did appear and quickly brought crowds to showrooms across Jaguar's global market. Only 240 alloy XK120s were made before Jaguar adopted all-steel construction. Tests on a section of Belgian autoroute also proved the car's actual top speed of 132 miles per hour to exceed the manufacturer's target quite easily. Fixed roof versions and a more luxurious drop head would eventually flesh out the XK range, but in 1951, the car for which the double overhead cam engine had been designed was ready for release. The Mark 7 was a sleek and very imposing 4-door sedan. The tall grille hinted at Rolls-Royce, the tall sides and small windows helping with occupant anonymity, and the performance was nothing short of stunning. Early versions were all 4-speed manual without overdrive, yet top speed was still 168 km an hour. From late 1953, when Borg-Warner automatic transmissions were offered in an updated version, owner grumbling about inadequate all-drum brakes grew louder. However, nothing would change until 1957 when a Mark 8 version with all-round discs appeared. It was a direct result of racing improving the breed and Jaguar's 5 Le Mans 24-hour victories. The first came in 1951 with a streamlined C-Type version of the XK120, followed by another C-Type win in 1953.
Quickly, number 18, a British Jaguar, forces its way into the leading pack.
And 3 between 1954 and 1957 with Jaguar's finned D-Type. 1961 bought a car that showcased an enlarged 3.8-litre version of the XK engine. The E-Type was widely regarded as the most beautiful sports car ever made. With triple carburetors, it would also reach 150 miles an hour or 242 kilometres an hour in our money. Jaguar's main focus remained on executive sedans, and throughout the 1960s, as these cars grew larger, so did their engines. Following experiments in Australia by Jaguar racer Bob Jane, it was found that the capacity of the XK block could safely reach 4,235 cc's or 4.2 litres, and a new life for Jaguar's enduring power unit began. The big Mark 10 was the first saloon to benefit. Along with an upgraded E-Type, Jaguar for 1966 then released a 420 compact that would be the prelude to the main act, William Lyon's amazing XJ6. The most modern and innovative four-door in the world, was designed around the XK inline 6, but with space to accommodate a still secret V12. In order to sell cars into countries which imposed heavy penalties on large capacity cars, the engine was also produced in a 2.8 and later 3.4 litre form. The XJ6 and its inline engines flourished throughout the 1970s, powering Series 2 and Series 3 versions, including the beautifully proportioned XJC two-door. After Jaguar switched to a single camshaft, fuel-injected AJ6 engine for its XJ models, the XK motor remained in production to serve subsidiary and client applications. These included engines for the Daimler DS420 limousine, which was produced until 1992. These imposing cars were sometimes seen carrying members of the British royal family, and most famously, with hearse bodywork, one carried the coffin of Lady Diana, Princess of Wales, on her final journey. Jaguar engines were also fitted with British military vehicles, including the Scorpion light tank built by Elvis, and Samson armoured recovery vehicles. Now defunct Dennis during the 1970s fitted 4.2 litre Jaguar engines to its fire engines, many which saw service in Australia until the late 90s.